Yo, 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 what's going on with it? What's going on with it up out there, y'all? What's good with it? We causing a ruckus early in the morning, baby. You hear the soothing sounds of the morning after. The morning after, y'all. This is just something new that I'm working on up out here. I am live and we are in full effect right now. So let's go. You know what time it is, man. We up out here early in the morning, and I want to say good morning to everybody up out there. Whether you are getting ready to go do your Sunday praying, your Sunday cleaning, I want to be that sports voice that's coming to get you early in the morning. Cause you know I get going early because I got them youngins, you feel me? All right, now let's go, man. Look, so before I get up into the show today, y'all, I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about what we're gonna go over today a little bit. So today we are going to go over the hire of Eric B. Enemy. We're gonna jump into some Colorado football, and then we're gonna jump into some Pittsburgh Steelers football. That's what we are going to do today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. All right, let's go, man. I know how I feel. I'm just tapping in with everybody, letting everybody know that I'm up on here. Not to say that they might jump in, they might not, but hey, if they do, hey, that's just more things to do, right? You know. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that they see that I'm live, so I could, just in case somebody wants to stop past or something. All right, but look, man, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna add this up to the stage because Eric B. Enemy is with the UCLA Bruins. Hey, man, this is crazy, right? So first off, yo, Eric B. Enemy going to the UCLA Bruins as the offensive coordinator, right? I had some questions. Some questions had arose to me, right? Eric B. Enemy going to UCLA. Does this make UCLA an attractive destination for people that's in the for transfers, that's in the transfer portal, and other players? And I believe that it does. I believe that this makes UCLA one of the sought after programs to be in, especially with Eric Bieniemy being there. Now, there are some things that some people may not think, but look, he's a very well proven offensive coordinator, respected throughout football at every level that there is. I mean, let's just be honest there, right? I mean, the guy is great. The guy is great. He's awesome. He's awesome at what he does, everything, right? We've seen him prove himself with one of the best quarterbacks of our time right now. I've been blessed to see like the end of Joe Montana's career, and I've been blessed to see Tom Brady's career and living through another one in Patrick Mahomes. And have you been in through those three eras? I mean, come on, man. It's dope. What up, bro? I see you up in here, bro. We up here chit chatting about the UCLA Bruins. Got my brother up in the building. He coming through supporting. I like that. Shots fired at you. Now I'm gonna drop the big bomb for you, bro. You heard me? What's going on? So I'm in here rapping about, because the UCLA Bruins. I don't know if you know this or not. The UCLA Bruins had hired Eric Bieniemy, the old offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was with Patrick Mahomes there, and he also was with the Washington Commanders last season. So, and now he's out of a job, but he was out of a job in the NFL. So he went down back to the college level and got hired by UCLA as their offensive coordinator. Deshaun Foster as a running back, and he took over as the head coach. But now Deshaun Foster as the head coach, he made Eric Bieniemy the assistant, like head coach. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, and then the offensive coordinator. And I'm telling you, Eric Bieniemy is fire. We've seen his work. Even with the quarterback for the Washington Commanders and Sam Howell. Sam Howell was a quarterback last year. even with him being the most sacked quarterback in the NFL last year, he still was in like the top 15 when it came to passing yards. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of Washington Commanders fans is on the fence. They saying that they need a new quarterback. He turned the ball over a lot. Well, I'm like, if you're getting hit as much as he did, and you didn't have a clean pocket to throw out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's gonna happen. That's likely to happen. But the thing to think about for the Washington Commanders fans is like, how many times did he throw an interception out of a clean pocket? Not many times. Not many times out of a clean pocket did Sam Howell turn the ball over. And that's something to think about moving forward into the draft, because they're another one of them teams that want to draft a quarterback. Now, I said all that because we know Eric Bieniemy was with the Washington Commanders last season. Now, he's with UCLA. This move makes UCLA one of the sought after programs for any college offensive athlete. If you want to go to a high powered offense, you want to be back underneath somebody like Eric Bieniemy, without a doubt. Without a doubt, this is a no brainer for any offense of player in college football that wants to go to an offense that is going to get them the ball and they're going to produce yards. That's a no-brainer, period. It's just that simple. It really is. When you're talking about Eric Bieniemy, there's some questions that arise to me, like, will Dante Moore come back? Like, I don't know. Like, we don't know these things, but Dante Moore transferred over to Oregon, but Oregon also has Dylan Gabriel. But Dylan Gabriel, this is his last season as a college quarterback. He's played for Oklahoma University. And now he's up at Oregon, and Dante Moore, without a doubt, we know he will be backing up Dylan Gabriel. But if Dylan Gabriel was, to pull a hamstring or any injury to happen, we don't want that to happen. But Dante Moore would be able to step in. Dante Moore just left UCLA, and I'm thinking this is one of the reasons why he may have left, because he was under Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is now with Ohio State Buckeyes. But when you got somebody like Eric Bieniemy, that's a draw for a lot of quarterbacks. It is. We've seen how quarterbacks thrive in his systems. We've seen that. Yeah, there's some dink and dunk. Yes, they run the ball effectively, but he's just so much. He's masterful at what he does with his players and getting and moving the ball. There's just so much you can say about Eric Bieniemy. But I asked that question and I did get some feedback on Twitter about that. I definitely, without a doubt, we know that it is, man. We know that this is definitely a destination for any transfer that is in a transfer portal and getting him. Now, this is the morning after. I got to get y'all early in the morning. So, but if you got any questions, man, we could keep it. I'm gonna keep it moving, but I might jump back up on this topic because I'm not done here. This is the morning after, so I'm not done with it. But I gotta try to keep it moving through. So I know people got things to do. So next up, I got the Colorado Buffaloes. I gotta talk about CU and the Colorado Buffaloes. Why? Because their spring roster has been announced. There's been some talk about them not wanting that, this person that being there, that person that being there, whatever. The thing I've learned about Colorado University is to not go ahead and jump the gun, to wait it out and see what is going to happen before I get to talking about this stuff and just, seeing it out. You know what I mean? Making sure that it's valid before I talk about it, because if not, look, you get fooled around, you get messed up with this stuff. So jumping and moving them forward, I'm gonna pull up the spring roster. I'm gonna share the tab for the spring roster so we can go through and I can kind of introduce some people who may not be familiar with CU as much as I am, and then we'll talk about them as we go. All right. So let me share this tab instead here. See if y'all can see that pulled up there. All right. We're gonna get that pulled up. And then I'm gonna jump over here to the roster and I'm gonna scroll down. All right, so Cormani McClain, you see this cornerback right here, Cormani McClain from Lakeland, Florida, 6'2", 165 pounds, 5-star athlete coming up out of Lakeland. Fire. He he didn't play early on last season, but when he did come in last season, he had some bumps and bruises. He came in as a true freshman playing on the field, but he's good. He's very athletic. He's good. He's just a natural ball hawk. Without a doubt, I think he's definitely going to be one of the starting cornerbacks this year. He will have some competition though. But look, you can't keep somebody like him off the field for too long. The kid is fire. He knows what he's doing. I would honestly say that he got to get stronger. He has to get stronger. 165 is light for these young adults in college football. He got to get stronger there, and his tackling has to get better. That's a fair take with him. But other than that, his cover skills, I like the way he covers. Um, I like the way he plays ball. He kind of reminds me of that, like the Ike Taylor type of build, but his hands is way better. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Now, Shedeur Sanders, I'm sure everybody heard about Shedeur Sanders, and y'all know about Shedeur Sanders. If they give Shedeur Sanders time in a pocket, he is a surgeon back there. He is a surgeon on a football field. He did make some comments about there being too many options for receivers. Now, what I believe, and in my opinion, what I think about him saying that the receivers had too many options is that when he's reading a defense, whether it's cover two, cover three, or cover zero, he can make the adjustments to his receivers. However, the offense last year was not allowing him to do that. And there was options with two or more of his receivers. They didn't have the chemistry to know what they were doing. That comes with putting in a lot of time with those guys. And I don't think that they had enough time to develop that kind of chemistry moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only on his behalf. I'm just speculating here. I don't know this to be for sure, but what I do know is that when you're running options in the offense for receivers, it could be the option could be run a post, run a flag, do a button hook. You know what I mean? The receiver has that option. However, when you got two or three receivers doing that option, the receiver may see cover one, but you may see cover zero. The receiver may see cover three when it's only a cover two. So, you know what I mean? Depending on what route he's going to run in that particular scheme, they're not on the same page with that. And that comes with just the dedication to that offense. Sean Lewis's offense is very complicated, but it works when you put the time and dedication into it. And I don't think that they had the time to put in with that everything that goes on there with the NIL deals and so forth and so on. They just didn't have the time for a complex offense like that. They needed to dumb it down, not for Shedeur, so to speak, but for other receivers that may not have been in the playbook as much. Now, that's just what it is. I'm breaking it down to anybody that so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about here and how I'm bringing it. Now, if you want me to expand and explain on that more, then I will be happy to do so because that's exactly what's going on here. All right. Now, Amarion Cooper, he came from I want to say came from Alabama. Fired. Look, he played a great season. He got wind up getting benched. I think it was like in the Stanford game. He gave up a lot of yards that Stanford game. And but so didn't Travis Hunter. And it happens to everybody. Look, it happens to everybody. You could be the best 5-star, 4-star. You can have off games. You know what I'm saying? Even the best cornerbacks and the best receivers at times got shut down by better corners or better receivers. You meet your match at some point. You're gonna meet your kryptonite at some point. You know what I'm saying? And that's what what to work on the football field. That's just how things go, right? And everybody that knows and plays football, we all know this, right? It's no secret to that, right? It's a fact. But he was getting beat, Amarion Cooper, and they pulled him out. And I don't think they should have pulled him. They put Travis Hunter there, and he wound up giving up a lot of yards too to the same receiver and Amaya from Stanford with the Cardinals. And I don't want to get nobody no excuses. It was his first game back, but and you can't give him an excuse because he put up like 150 yards at tight receiver. He was playing receiver and corner, but he had like 150 yards receiving and like 2 touchdowns or 3, something like that. I ain't got the stats pulled up, but you get what I'm saying? I think Amarion Cooper was solid at corners at 6 foot, 190 pounds. He played tough. He can tackle. Um, I wouldn't be surprised to see him there. This is the spring roster, so this is who we're going to see in the spring game so far. Dylan Edwards, 5'9", 170. Do not get it twisted with that 170. Dylan Edwards is a hard worker. I love his work ethic. Let me give him a bomb. His work ethic is impeccable. Do you hear me? When I watched some of the well-off media videos last year with Dylan Edwards, he can lift. He can lift. He can squat. He's running track right now, so he's a two sport athlete right now in college. Running back, I've seen him take a lot in practice to the house. The offensive line had played a little bit better with Dylan Edwards back there. He's a home run hitter. Maybe I thought they should do some bubble screens to him, some slants, some drags. He's that type of person. Just put the ball in his hands and let him go to work. Put the ball in his hands. Get in front of somebody. You don't even gotta block him. Just shield him. Just pick him, and he's going to take it to the house with that speed that he has. He's fast. He's good, and he's strong. Don't get it twisted with him. Travis J, 6'2", 205. I like Travis J's size. Him being a safety though, I think it's like more like a nickel type corner. He got some things to work on, Travis J, and we've seen that. He came in last year, and I don't know if he's gotten better, but he was injured, banged up. He was one of them guys that was a little bit banged up. No excuse. If you're ready to go, you on the field, you suiting up, do what you need to do. But look, he can tackle for sure. He can definitely hit. Coverage is a concern with him, other than, you know what I'm saying, because I've seen him cover and he got cooked sometimes, but everybody does. But he can tackle for sure. And that's why if you want an extra guy, corner, somebody come up in the box and tackle, he would be that guy that you bring down. All right. Because he can definitely hit. Now, Jimmy Horn Jr., 5'10", 170. If you ask, he stepped up in some moments last year, man, and made great plays. Jimmy Horn Jr. is that guy at receiver. I think it was a big disservice to a lot of fans and some people saying that we need this receiver, we need that receiver. Jimmy Horn Jr. is that guy. Let's not get it twisted what Jimmy Horn Jr. did. Scoring touchdowns late in games, giving Colorado chances to come back to even be in the game. Like Jimmy Horn Jr. did that, bro. That's not easy to catch a fourth quarter touchdown with 2 minutes to go in the game. Or if you drop this pass, it's fourth down. Now what? You know what I mean? He was clutch last year. Now, he did have some drops in last season. And that was with the confusion, not knowing the defense. Like I said, him having too many options, not reading the defense correctly. And that happens out there in the heat of the game. The way that I'm explaining it sounds easy, right? But nah, it's really not. It's definitely difficult. You're in the heated moment of the game, out there on that field. You may be reading the defense wrong, and they disguise it sometimes. But Jimmy Horn Jr. is a flyer. He's fast, got the hands, he's strong. I really like Jimmy Horn Jr. I'm a huge fan of him. I like his background. I like his story. I just hope he ball out this season, and I want to see more of him go to work more. Definitely, Jimmy Horn Jr. is one of my faves, man. Cameron Solomon Craig, he came from Jackson State University, another one of them players up to Boulder, Colorado. Man, oh man, did he put a stamp on his name last season? Yes, he did. Look, he's another safety. And this is a good problem to have if you're a Colorado, because look, we got the rooms are full up there. The rooms are full. All right. 5'10", 185. He had a couple of interceptions last season. He can hit, he can cover. I really don't see him off the field. Like, I don't see him off the field at all. Like, it would be hard to have Cameron Solomon Craig not on the field. And I know they got players like Preston Hodge that came over, got Miles Slusher, Travis Woods probably can drop back there again. Like, the rooms is packed. The DB rooms is packed at Colorado. And I think that is perfect for a Robert Livingston, like being a safeties coach and now the defensive coordinator. Like, that's a good problem to have, because you can swap these guys in and out. Y'all going full speed every single play. Give me your all every play. You get tired, tag one of your teammates in. They can do that because there's a lot of talent in that safety and cornerback room in Colorado. Um, But Cameron Solomon Craig is that dude, man. I really like the way he played football. Like I said, he's the perfect all round safety to me. Can tackle, can cover, put him on the field more. I'm sure y'all all heard the name Travis Hunter out there. Travis Hunter is a specimen that was created in a lab outer space, and they dropped him back off in one of them crop circles, and you know what I'm saying? They did. He's a beast, man. Look, Travis Hunter 6'1", 185. He's gotten bigger. I think he's probably a little bit more heavier than 185, or he looks that he definitely bulked up. I think he came in like 170, somewhere around that, but he definitely bulked up. Is in his junior season. He's just an athlete. They had to put him that, man. He could play a lot. I seen him punt. I seen him kick. I seen him throw. He can do it all, man. Like literally, like he's talented. He just loves sports. He's a good guy. It's hard to critique this man because the way he carries himself on and off the field, man. Like on the field, it's all crunch time, that attitude, that swagger. And then when he's off the field, he just want to go fishing. He just want to go catch some perch, some sun bass, whatever that is that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he want to do, man. And but he's a hell of an athlete. Hell of an athlete. Everything he does, man. And no excuses, whatever. People can say what you want to say about Travis. And I've said some things too, just being fair. That's what it is though. Because best believe that's one thing that I do here on my show is if you're gonna get cooked, I'm gonna call you out. If you get cooked, if you play good, you play good. But it's all in love though. You know what I'm saying? It's all for motivation. I want to see this team do well. But yeah, Travis Hunter, man, he gotta be like the best athlete on this team, hands down. Both sides, hands down. Caleb Mathis, sophomore receiver, 5'9", 165. His father's one of the coaches on there on the team. Caleb Mathis is slept on. Yes, he is. He's one of these receivers who's just quiet, got his lunch pail in his hand, hard hat on, going to work every day and getting the job done. That's the kind of athlete you get in receiver about a Caleb Mathis. He should be on the field more. Most definitely. He's only in his sophomore season, so he still has 2 seasons. And being around all this different talent and seeing the guys play just gives him that edge, I think. You know what I mean? He don't complain about being a backup receiver or down on the depth chart. He just comes in, had hands. We seen him late in the seasons get in the game and start, and he didn't drop. He knew what he was doing. Shedeur was throwing him the ball a lot. He was one of Shedor's targets, one of the quarterback's targets because he knows what he was doing in the offense. He studies, you can tell that. And I think that gives him the edge over everybody else, just overall awareness on the field. I like Caleb Mathis for that. All right. Seville Smalls was a defensive lineman, moved over to tight end. I think a lot of people should have made these sacrifices last year, but the fact that you're seeing these sacrifices happen this year is a good thing for Colorado moving forward because that shows the unselfishness on the team. I want to win. If I'm a defensive lineman and I know our offensive line is struggling and we got 7, 8 of us, I'm going to go play offensive line. You hear me? If I'm a defensive lineman and I know our offensive line is struggling, I'm going to go play guard. I'm going to go play guard and try to keep this guy from getting back there, from touching my quarterback to give us a chance to win games. To see that happen with Savall Smalls this year is great. It's a great thing. 6'3", 260. They needed a tight end last year, a blocking tight end last year. They had a receiving tight end and Mikey Harrison, but he was a bigger receiver that moved to tight end. You know what I'm saying? And they needed a blocking tight end last year. They did. They needed somebody to help sell that edge. They got one in Seville Smalls, and you got to congratulate a move like that. That's a positive thing moving forward if you're a fan. All right. So, let's keep it moving down on the list. Colton Allen is a backup quarterback, 205. You know what? I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I know a lot about Colton Allen, newer guy, and what's gonna happen. Hopefully he could come in and get the job done. If there was a shoelace to be untied or break for Shedeur or somebody out there. Amarion Miller had a breakout game last year. She went off for 100 and something yards. I can't remember what game it was. I'm blanking out here. I want to say it was it the USC game where he was going off, or was it that game? But anyhow, Amari Miller was a freshman last year, is in the sophomore season, 6'2", 195. Got hands, good with 50-50 balls. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give honest critiques. When the pressure was on and he was expected to do the work, he was not getting open. He was not making the plays that he was making. When he came in the game and nobody knew about him, he went off for 100 or so yards. But when they were expecting Omari Miller to get the ball, it didn't happen as much. Now it's hard. Like I said, me sitting here talking about it is way easier than what it's going to look like on the football field when you got a whole defense and a defensive coordinator planning to stop you from getting the ball in your yard. So I'm not taking nothing away from the man, but I'm just giving honest critiques here, if y'all will. All right, that's all I'm saying. But he's definitely a good receiver in that room. Mark Vassett, good punter. We seen some good punts up out of him last year. Deep far punts was a problem to me when they were closer to the when they were closer, you know what I'm saying, 50, 45-yard line, he could put them back good. But if they were a little bit back deeper, then they couldn't get it done. Andrew Hollow Mata, they call him, he said he don't miss. He did miss some last year. He's a shorter guy, 5'9", 190. He did not miss at all when he was in the HBCU. He didn't miss. Kicked a lot of kicks. But look, he can't drive long. He just can't. And I don't know why. He's good from 40 and up. Mata's going to make it. Some people might trust him at 45. I don't. I don't trust him at 45. 45 on back. I don't know if he's going to make it, but he don't miss when it's 40 and up. I'm just keep it real. And it may have something to do with his size, the way that you're driving. I don't know. And I hate to say that because I'm a short guy. You know what I mean? But when you standing behind 6'7" linemen, it could be a problem, right? Ryan Staub, I think, did a good job. Another guy, Jace Feely. I think Jace Feely got to get it together. He can drive long, but he has to show more consistency when he was kicking off. Yes, that's Feely's son. That is the Feely son, Jay Feely. Jace is, yes, that is his son. All right, look, the guy can kick just like his pops, man. Got a leg on him, has to work with accuracy. And if he does that, no doubt he's going to be a good kicker to grab up, all right? Isaiah Harge, one of the newer guys, defensive back, filling in that room. Adam Hopkins was a receiver last year, moved over to the defensive back room. He did play defensive back in high school. So to see him move over, that's another good thing. Like, okay, the receiver room's packed. DBs might need some help. He played DB before, did good at it, like making those moves this year. That's a good thing. That chemistry floating around. Miles Slusher played for the Arkansas Razorbacks, came over to them. Look, safety, it's a beast, man. I really like Miles Slusher, man. He's a hitter. He can cover. Man, look, that's why I said they got problems in that DB room because he's definitely one of them guys who can get the job done. Me, nickel corner for sure. You up in a nickel 3-3-5 type of setup. He's one of them guys. You want to go 6 DBs, and I think that you'll be seeing that a lot with this team. Probably a lot of 6 DBs out there, 5 and 6 of them, because they got a lot of talent. They're deep there, and they can do that. You know, especially when you got him back there, Levante Bentley. Levante Bentley is a linebacker, 6'2", 230, came over from Clemson. He played last year with Colorado, but the year before that, he was with Clemson. Look, Levante Bentley got a bad rep last year. If you ask me, anybody knows, right? In order for a linebacker to be successful, you got to have a good defensive lineman. For a running back to be successful, they got to have a good offensive lineman. They're set up the same way, just opposite sides of the ball. The defensive line was not able to execute on solo blocks. Therefore, put pressure on the linebackers. They did the best they could with what they had last year. Moving forward from last year, I'm excited to see what Bentley's going to do this year. I know he's going to put in the work because they upgraded on that defensive line. Him filling the gaps, without a doubt, did that. Does he have the speed? Without a doubt, he has the speed. He's a dog, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do when you got somebody like Chidozie and Barnes clogging up the middle in a defensive line, and you can read, and it's one-on-one with you in that fullback or one-on-one with him and that running back. Watch out, because I'm telling you, he's bringing it. We know Shiloh Sanders, man. Shiloh, like, look, he can ball, man. Like, he can ball, bro. Like, he really can. He's a safety that hits hard. He hits. He comes to bring it. Had a couple of penalties last year. He's bringing it. He can hit. Loves to hit. Can cover too. It's good having somebody like Robert Livingston there for him specifically. You know what I mean? Because he's going to know what to give Shiloh to move on to the next level. That's all Shiloh needs to work on. There's just everybody can work on things. Everybody can. I think that he covered and filled up a lot of the things that he can improve on. But Shiloh Sanders is definitely a beast. Yes, that's one of Deion's sons. Demoy Kennedy, another inside linebacker. People gave him a hard time last year. 6'3", 215. Look, beast mode. Fast. Linebacker that got DB speed. He can move back to safety. He can play safety. Yes, he can. He can definitely play DB. He has the speed. Sideline to sideline, flying around. I can't wait to see what he does with the defensive line that they have right now. I think he's going to put a lot of that. They didn't have linebacker top to big. Demoy Kennedy is without a doubt a beast, and he's going to show it this year. We're definitely going to see that. Olton McCaskill's a running back that we didn't see play last year. He redshirted last year, to save some time to get some extra years on the field. 6'1", 200 pounds, came from University of Houston. You got to look at his Houston tape. Was balling all crazy. Last year, I think he was still missing the step coming back from injury, and he was trying to work and get that back, and he didn't feel like he had that step. So he was like, look, I'm a red shirt. I'm going back in the lab, and I'm coming back. I've been watching his workout videos. I think he's 100% ready. Olton McCaskill going to be ready to make it happen. I can't wait to see him run the rock. He's strong. He's physical. He can put the moves on him. But he's definitely going to be somebody to watch out for. He's going to be a breakout player. Quarterback, Dalvin Cold. I don't know if he's going to see the field. 6'6", 215. I don't know where they're going to put him at. To be honest, I just don't know. They got a lot of names at that quarterback room. Don't know a lot about the guy. Just know he's one of Shador's backups. That's all. And we just keep it real with y'all. Carter Stoutmire. Deion Sanders played with Stoutmire's father in Dallas. Stoutmire played some last year. He did decent. He did decent when Miles Slusher was hurt, and a couple things to work on. But look, he was a freshman on the field, and when you're a freshman and you on the field, that says a lot about who you are as a player. He was able to get on the field, but I mean, in that particular room, now we knew that Colorado needed defensive linemen, and you could say like, well, that's not saying a lot being for Colorado, but I think it is because they have the talent when it came to skill positions, especially safety and cornerback. They're loaded there. They're definitely loaded there. And him being on the field, got to give it up to the man. Vito Tinsdale, safety, 6'1", 195. I want to see what this guy's going to do out of Bowling Green, where he's going to play at. Namir Robinson, one of the newer guy bringing in. I want to see what he's going to do, though. And this is one of the guys, Ben Finesse. That's what I like to call him, Finesse. I want to see Ben play on the field this year. I've seen him on a lot of well-off media videos. I want to see Ben on the field. He's from the local area, Durango, Colorado. It's in his blood to be a Buff. Grew up loving that team, not college. And when you got somebody like that alone playing football for the college of their dreams, get this man on the field. I want to see what he's going to do. I think he's going to wreck shit. I really think Ben is going to wreck shit when he get on the field. He's going to make it happen. I want to see him play, though, especially being a local. All right. Wazine, one of the newer guys. I mean, I don't know. That they got a loaded receiving room. I don't know nothing about Braden Keefe. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not going to get out no information on him. The safety here, like I said, they're deep there. I'm not going to get you something on him. This is one of the guys. Now, he came from the NFL Academy in London. London has an NFL Academy. I know this ain't got nothing to do with it, but we had a show last night where we was talking about how the NBA players have the AAU players are behind because of the international players playing international basketball. Now, in this case here, they have a whole NFL academy for high school students over there overseas in London. And they put the beats on a New York team like you wouldn't believe. I seen it on a destroying video. My goodness. This kid right here, when they go to that school, everybody on that roster, on that depth chart, can play football. I want to see what he can do. I know he can ball. You know what I'm saying? But look, I have not seen him at the college level, but him being coming from that roster, it intrigues me because I know that everybody on that roster can play at a high level, 6'3", 220, inside linebacker. I definitely want to see what the kid can do for real. Coming from that school alone. Brandon Miller, redshirt freshman, don't know nothing about that kid. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it. Now, these players, a tight end, it's good to have a tight end 6'5", 225. I think he's a little light for tight end in college. But look, we don't know what we're gonna do. Savion Wilkerson, running back, 5'9", 210, came over from Jackson State University. He wear number 36 because that's who he reminds you of, Jerome Bettis. He runs hard. He's not the fastest guy there, but he's strong, runs behind his pads, and he's definitely going to initiate contact with you. Don't get in his way. Clear a hole. Safeties and corners, watch out. You're not getting him on a one-on-one. He runs hard. Morgan Pearson is one of them. I don't know if he's one of the newer guys or not. All right. Keep scrolling until I see somebody that I could talk about. Jacob Polite. He played on the game last year. He's one of them low-key leaders. McCoy, outside linebacker. They need this position to step up. Now, this is a guy I want to talk about. Kahari Mans. I want to talk about him, an outside linebacker. He's a edge. Let's say edge. That's the outside linebacker, defensive end, hybrid type of guy. I want to see what he gonna do from New Rochelle, New York, man. 6'3", 230. They had him at and a lot at edge rushing the passer last year, but I want to see what he's going to do this year on the field. He need to step it up and play because they went and got Okanola from Pittsburgh and away from Kentucky to play edge, and I think those are going to be the starting edges. But because Mans was on the roster last year, but he is good and he is competing to be making the spring roster, so that is a good sign. You know what I mean? Jeremiah Brown he just played crazy when he was down there at Jackson State University. He played real good, man. He's smart. Jeremiah Brown is smart. I don't know. Maybe he should have moved. I don't know if he should have tried to move inside, but I don't know if he has the speed to play inside, sideline to sideline, so they keep him an outside linebacker. But he's so smart. His awareness of the game. I've seen him play, and he got busy, man. He was able to. I seen him come off the edge, rush, cover the running back, get sacks. I seen it all from him. I want to see him on the field this year. Trevor Woods, man. That's my guy, man. Look, I got picked on for talking about Trevor Woods and comparing. They got him at linebacker. He was a safety. They still got him at linebacker on the depth chart right now. I don't know what that's about, if they're still going to keep him at linebacker or what. 6'2", 205. To have him at linebacker says a lot. I compared him. I say he reminds me of John Lynch. They was like, I don't know why, because he white. Yeah, but that and he can hit. When a safety can move up and play linebacker at 205 pounds, your linebackers are normally what, 220, 240, somewhere in that, maybe 250, depending on how fast or big they are. And he's able to move from safety to linebacker. And you tell me he don't remind you of John Lynch? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, I think that was an official. Charlie Offerdahl, running back, 5'11", junior. Look, he's a beast to me. I like the way Charlie run, man. I like the way he run. He's relentless. The way he runs behind his pads. He punishes you. They should have gave him the ball somewhere last year. I would not be surprised to see Charlie Offerdahl getting some carries with Olton McCaskill and he needs to get some carries because he runs hard. And when he runs, and when y'all see it, y'all say, "Oh yeah, I agree with what Chubby was saying. He definitely runs hard." Israel Solomon is another one of them cornerbacks to fill up the room. Gavin Marsh, another receiver to fill up the room. Warchuck here, Cameron Warchuck. Can't speak on that. Christian Sermon, I gotta be one of the newer guys, running back. Don't know too much about him. JJ Hawkins is a defensive end. They need him to step up. 260. He got the size. They need that right there to seal them edges. Need to step up. Offensive guard, Jack Willie. He was on that offensive line last year. They had some trouble, man. Gotta step up there, man. Gotta step up because these guys are getting replaced. Isaiah Jada, I don't know if he was there. No, he wasn't. Offensive tackles, 6'6", 300 pounds. They need their size. They need them guys to step up. Chaz Wallace, defensive lineman from last year, 6'2", 295. Gotta step up, man. Gotta play better than what he did last year. Like I said, a lot of these guys were not able to get off of solo blocks, and that's a problem. You got to be able to beat your man solo. And if you're not being double teamed, you want double teams to happen. That helps out a lot with the linebackers and everything like that. Orton Walker, another one of those guys that was on the defensive line last year. Obviously, to see him on the spring roster, that's a positive thing, but we'll see what they do. Inside linebacker, they think that was a position they had to fill up on last year. Bo Simmons, he's up there filling in. Tyler Brown, offensive guard. He was they missed him last year. He's a center. We'll just say an interior offensive lineman because he can play center or guard. Now, he was ineligible last season at the last minute. The NCAA told him he couldn't play. They needed him last year on the offensive line. Him and the chemistry he has with Shedeur alone, and the fact that he has this thing about protecting Shedeur and the way he's passionate about it is going to make him a good offensive lineman, even if he's struggling and getting beat in the game. I think he's one of them players who's going to get mad enough to bounce back and say it ain't happening. And they need that on our offensive line for sure with Tyler Brown. David Connor was there last year, man. One of them guys that struggled. Like I said, to see him back on the spring roster is a good sign. But look, the offensive line, if he was on it last year, dog, y'all got a lot to do. Y'all got a lot to cover. I mean, he didn't do too bad. He was a freshman that came in, and when you get thrown to the Wolves as a freshman and you didn't come out as no 5-star or ready for that, it could be a problem. Hank Zaliskas was a center from last year. I'm not gonna keep harping on the offensive line from last year. Jack Bailey was an offensive guard last year. But Rezek was an offensive tackle from last year. Jackson Vaughn was an offensive tackle from last year. Kareem Harden, look, Savion Washington. They all played on the offensive line last year. All of them. I'm not gonna harp on them. I think it's a good thing that they came back this year so they can see what they need to improve on and to improve on everything that they need to. You know what I'm saying? I think that is a good thing in my eyes, just for me being a football player, a competitor in sports. It's a good thing that they're there to come back for that veteran leadership. I don't think a lot of those guys are gonna start. Let me see. Let me keep scrolling. Let me keep scrolling because I have these guys. Amari McNeil was on the defensive line last year. Um, like I said, I told y'all about the defensive line from last year. One of them guys that got to step up, bring that veteran leadership on the defense. This guy right here, Bishop Thomas, he's on the spring roster. He was in some headlines recently about not being suspended off the team or whatever, but he is a clutch player. Without a doubt, he's getting on the field this year. Like I said though, a lot of them couldn't be solo blocks, but he's definitely getting on the field this year. He's going to share snaps with Barnes and Chidozie. They're going to rotate in and out. Those three guys are going to rotate on that defensive line. It's a good thing that they have that depth to do that. It's only a plus because, big guys get tired fast, especially when you're down there fighting and pushing the way you are on the defensive line. I don't know what's going on with Bishop. I'm not going to sit here and speculate, but I do know that he's definitely a key for that defensive line and making it click. So hopefully he can keep his level head and they can get the work out there. This is a guy right here, Palazzo. I think he should have been kicking a little bit more, man. 5'9", 185. We're gonna see what he can do, man. You know, but they got Mata and all that. Shane Cooks. A lot of people are big on Shane Cooks, this defensive lineman right here. 6'3", 275. Made some plays last year. I'm not gonna lie. Most definitely was getting back there, and he was making his presence felt throughout the season last year. You were seeing Cooks either on a play or something or around it. And I could definitely say that about him. This is one of them guys that's going to be rotating in and out on our defensive line. The 4 guys, if you can name. Now, I just named Bishop Thomas, Shane Cooks, got like Anquan Barnes right here. There's not a picture of him. 6'5", 315, coming from Alabama. He's one of them defensive linemen that's going to come in this year and make an immediate impact on this defense of Colorado. Khalil Benson is an offensive lineman. Came over from Indiana. I think that the thing he got work on a little bit was with his. I think it was run blocking a little bit to me. You know, pass blocking. I don't see nobody getting past him. He was a bully. He was solid there. He's going to give Shedeur enough time to get rid of that ball, and that's what's going to make this team dangerous. Shedeur be having that 3 seconds to get rid of the ball, dangerous. Khalil Benson will give him the time there. Run blocking, Khalil work on that. But that's when you're so tall, it's hard to bend down sometimes while you're running. So, you know, it could be that too. All right. Eric Bentley Jr., one of these freshmen that came over, he's going to have a promising from Valdosta, Georgia, promising career. Terrion Carter, defensive tackle. This is the 4th guy that I was trying to tell y'all about. Beast, Arkansas, 6'3", 303. Those 4 rotating in and out is going to do a lot of damage. Being fresh, they have to be fresh, though. And you got to tag your person. You got to tag your man in. All right, come on. Come on, dog. We got to keep them fresh, keep them fresh, keep them fresh. Long as they doing that, keeping that rotation going, kind of like how Michigan was doing last year, they're going to beat the Big 12 up. They're going to beat them up if they keeping them fresh like that. And without a doubt, I'm thinking they're going to do that. If I can sit here and tell y'all that, I'm sure that's what the defensive coordinator, everybody else thinking. Cash Cleveland from IMG Academy, a freshman offensive lineman. He's a center. I don't know if he's going to see the field this year, but there's a high possibility that he might. He was Jordan Seaton, he played with Jordan Seaton on that offensive line over at IMG Academy, the 5-star offensive tackle everybody talking about. They have a chemistry. I would not be surprised to see Cash Cleveland getting some snaps, if not at center, at guard in the interior offensive line, because I would want to get him up to speed as quick as possible, because I know what he can do. He finishes through the play. He blocks through the play, and you can't teach that. That's a good attitude to have when you're offensive lineman. So if you can't get him on the field at center, put him at guard. Get him some reps, man. Get him some reps. And without a doubt, they'll do that. Another freshman, Ronald Coleman, receiver, flyer. He's a high flyer type of guy. They get speed at them positions. Brandon Davis Swan, defensive end. I like him, man. 6'4", 260. I like him. I think that they should, get him some early work too as a freshman. Preston Hodge, this kid right here, man, coming from I can't remember what's the school. Somebody help me out there. But anyway, he's a cornerback. I thought he was a safety, but they got him. He's a cornerback on this roster. So, hey, that's good. But he can play both. They're pretty good with the last year team played. He has experience at the collegiate level. He's gonna make an impact there. Philip Houston, offensive tackle. I don't know what he's going to do at tackle, but 6'5", 250, give him a chance. The offensive line last year definitely got an upgrade. Tyler Johnson, offensive lineman, 6'5", 325. He's definitely from Houston. Beast right there. That was an upgrade. Justin Mayers, I like his attitude. I wasn't big on him when he first came over statistically, and eye test from him on the field last year. No, I wasn't big on him. But seeing him as a person, the way he leads that team, I like that. I like the way he keeps that team together, that continuity he has with his players. I like that about him. He's definitely going to be a leader on this team, and I think he's going to get the job done for sure. I like the way he carries himself on the field with his players. I'm big on Justin Mayers. That made me a fan of him. DJ McKinney coming over, another cornerback, stacked cornerback room. Like I said, like you can't go wrong with all them DBs they got. The tight end from Cincinnati, Mayer. I think he was decent at covering. I mean, at receiving. Could he work on everybody? Like I said, everybody, nobody's perfect out here. He's a grad student. He'll do fair in the Big 12. Blocking was a little bit of that was a little bit of concern with me when I evaluated him. Other people may have it different, but I think he's solid at what he can do. If Shedeur gets him the ball, he has the speed to run. Downfield blocking was good. I like the way that he continued through the play. He's definitely an upgrade from tight end. I'll definitely say that. Definitely an upgrade. Chidozie, the block bully, 5'11", 290. And they got him at 290, but that's all muscle, dog. He's solid. I like the way he played. By far, look, he my favorite on the defensive line. He's my favorite right now. Chidozie is my favorite. I think he's going to go off. Houston used him wrong last year. They would put him in run stopping when they had a run stopping defense. And when they were when they was going to a pass defense, they would pull him out. They didn't let him rush the passer a lot, and that's why he don't have the sacks he had. If Houston had let him in when they were rushing the passer a lot more on passing downs, he would have had a lot more sacks than what he had. Sam Okanola from Pittsburgh. I already gave my evaluation on him. Pitt, University of Pitt. He's an edge, outside linebacker, defensive end, hybrid. He's very disciplined. He's a very disciplined player, strong, always where he needs to be, and he's a ball hawk. And discipline meaning he does his assignment. I don't think there's a better wide nine technique right now that they could have grabbed out of the portal. And that's why a lot of people was high on him. The way he plays the 7 and 9 technique when he's on the field. He's very disciplined in doing that in his gap assignments. Jordan Seaton, freshman, offensive tackle, 5-star. Got to come in. He's going to get his bumps and bruises, but you got to get him some reps on the field. All right. Safety Herman Smith. Can't speak on him. Walter Taylor, 6'5", 235. Backup for Shedeur. I see him getting some work in. That's good. That Shedeur got a solid backup. Right back to business. If anything was that ever to happen, get in there, get the business, keep it going. Terrell Simmons Jr., another one of them receivers, man, out there to just keep that depth going. 6'2", 195. Destin Wade, another backup quarterback that can keep it going if something was to happen. Good plug in. Keaton Wade, the outside linebacker, defensive end edge that I was telling y'all about from Kentucky, his twin right there, quarterback Destin and Keaton are twins. Listen, he gets it done. He has the size, the speed to get that done. I'm glad they got him an outside linebacker and not as defensive end. All right, Yakari Walker, center from UConn, 270. He's without a doubt going to be the starting center for Colorado. I thought that he could play a little bit better at UConn. I want to see what he does. It looks like he's comfortable in Colorado. The continuity he has with the guys in Colorado seems to be on point. So I want to see how that affects his game this year with Colorado and not judge him off of what he looked like last year with UConn. I want to be able to judge him with the Buffaloes, if that makes sense. All right. Nathan Watson, safety. Nikel Webb Walker, outside linebacker, one of another edge type of guys, came from New Mexico State. I'm not really big on when you get in these defensive linemen from the group of 5 going to the power 5, but I was sold on a different type of mentality lately. He is a Jamaican, big black Jamaican mug, and he gonna make a lot of bumper clots this year. I think he's gonna put in the work. I think he's one of them guys. I may be one of them unicorns coming from the group of 5 as a big and gonna be able to go in the trenches at the power 5 level and make an impact. All right, Michael Watts, Welch, a freshman running back. Pyong. Dylan Edwards guy, we got to get him some touches. We got to get him some touches. Punt return, something. I don't know. To keep Dylan fresh for offense in the slot. These is good problems to have, though, man. Good problems. Jalen Wester, inside linebacker junior. LaJohntay Wester, this receiver, I want to talk about him because a lot of people were big on him all over throughout college football. I heard a lot of great things about him. There was a lot of great research on LaJohntay Wester. His leadership skills, his overall awareness on the field, the way that he balls, and he's really good. I would be surprised not to see him on the field. Him being a senior, I definitely think he's going to lock down a starting position, even if everybody else that's out there, I think he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be on the field making plays. And last but not least on the list, Quincy Wiggins, the defensive end, came over from LSU, kind of got hit in that depth chart on LSU, if you will. LSU's deep at that position, but I ain't making no excuses. He still didn't see their field, even though they're deep at that position, and they had one of the worst defenses. So, but sometimes people get lost in the sauce. There's a lot of politics that goes on, especially at them big schools like that. Not taking none from Quincy Wiggins. I tell you what, Quincy Wiggins has the size, he has the speed, he has the strength. There's no excuses why Quincy Wiggins cannot come on to this Colorado Buffalo defense and make any immediate impact at defensive end. All right. That's what we're looking forward to when you see that going on. All right. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, getting long-winded up out here. We about to get into the Steelers, but real quick, I'm going to play some soothing sounds real quick, take a sip of my coffee, and then we're going to get up into these Pittsburgh Steelers. So go get your coffee, go get what you need, man. Quick, all right? I'm back, people. Look, I just had to sip that coffee real quick. You heard my voice was getting a little bit dry there. You feel me? My voice was getting dry. All right. Now that'll be dope right there. Do you see that Colorado Buffalo, that blue one? That is actually one of their alternate colors. I think that they should go here with a uniform, with a blue and gold uniform. They're not playing UCLA no more. I'm trying to think of who else is blue and gold in the Big 12. You got West Virginia, that's navy blue and gold, but they're not that baby blue and gold. I think Colorado should have a uniform with that navy, that baby blue and gold, that Carolina blue and gold. I think they need it because that was their colors way back when, at some point in time, right? I think Colorado should go ahead and break out that uniform real quick. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be dope as a alternate. I don't know if they will, but I think it'll be hard. My Pittsburgh Steelers. So when I'm talking about my Steelers, bro, like there's so much that's going on right now with the Steelers in the news. Talking about we releasing the center Mason Cole, TJ Watt with the defensive player of the year. Patrick Peterson returning this year for one more year, I'm guessing. That's a good thing for our cornerbacks, our young cornerbacks, without a doubt, learning from one of the best in the game. If you ask me, Damar Hamlin, he played for Buffalo. That was the guy that got a chest. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Him wanting to finish his career in Pittsburgh, he said would be a dream come true. And he needed to come to play to Pittsburgh. I wouldn't be mad to have a Damar Hamlin. He's a Steeler fan, grew up a Steeler fan, and you're going to get extra ball at him. That's like Swift from the Eagles playing running back last year. Like a lot of people thought he fell off in Detroit, but when you back home playing running back for the team that you grew up loving, like you're going to play extra hard. And I think we're going to see a different Damar Hamlin in that same kind of sense in Pittsburgh. So I'm excited to see what Damar is going to put together out there. All right. Now, see, we got a lot going on as far as this first round pick noise, right? We don't want to let a first round pick go to get Justin Fields, the quarterback for the Chicago Bears. If you agree with that, I ain't got no problem with that. But see, the problem that I have is expecting something different out of the quarterbacks that we already have. You can't expect this different as results from them. You just can't. Kenny Pickett played most of the season and it just wasn't right. He was missing Pickens a lot. Pickens' attitude and frustration comes from when his quarterback has an open pocket, no pressure, and can't make the throw. We've seen that so many times with him. I never was really sold on a kid. Um, but look, it's a conversation now we gotta have. It's one of these tough conversations. Kenny Pickett is not him, y'all. He's just not him for us. And we need a quarterback. Whether we draft one, there's some guys out there that we can draft that I think that'll be a better, without a doubt, for real. And or we pick up somebody that's out there that's undesirable to other teams. And yes, I'm about to say this. That's going to maybe rattle a lot of cages, y'all. Y'all, I would rather right now have Wilson from the Jets than Pickett. Yes, I would. Yes, I would, without a doubt. I think that he would make a better impact on our team with the weapons we have than Pickett. Pickett had the open pockets, clean pockets last year, and could not get the ball to his receivers. We have weapons on at receiver. We have the weapons. Justin Fields got a rep as being a running quarterback in the NFL. Yes, he's a winner. He wants to win. And in Justin Fields' defense, he wants to win. He don't want to get on the field and lose. That's the kind of quarterback you want. Somebody that also can relate to the football team. He can do that also. He can relate to the receivers. I don't know what it is, man, but it seems odd to me, and it seems weird that we never won a black quarterback in Pittsburgh. The only other black quarterback we had was Cordell Stewart, right? You know what I'm saying? And there was some funny things, rumors around Pittsburgh about Cordell Stewart. Yeah, we love Slash, but he wouldn't even have got the chance. For real, for real. They was putting him at receiver, running back, kick return, all kinds of stuff. He played quarterback, and they was like, "Oh yeah, we could use him. Let's put him there." Like we didn't even like. And I hate to say it like that, but that's just it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, and no doubt that Dwayne Haskins would have been starting quarterback for us, rest in peace, had he not, passed away or whatever, went to sleep. Though I think Dwayne Haskins would have started for us. He'd be our starting quarterback right now. But saying that things went the way they were, I think it's worth, if we can spend a first round pick on Kenny Pickett, y'all, somebody who probably never would have had been drafted without that extra COVID year, and having a receiver like Addison. Let's not forget who he had. He had a outstanding receiver like Addison. Addison comes in the NFL as a rookie his first year and makes an immediate impact on the Vikings team, not only with the starting quarterback, but also with the backup quarterback. That's just that goes to show how excellent of a receiver that Addison is. Let's not sleep on that. And had Kenny Pickett not had that extra COVID year, and look, you're a pro, you're a grown man. It is what it is. He don't have those stats to get drafted. If we spend a first round pick on him, first round 20 pick on him, why wouldn't we spend the first round 23rd, 22nd pick on Justin Fields, knowing what we're getting out of him? If not the fastest quarterback right now in the NFL in Justin Fields, but he wants to get rid of the ball. Don't take away that these receivers in Chicago was dropping passes, critical third downs. That's not happening in Pittsburgh. That's not happening in Pittsburgh with us, y'all. And we know that that's not happening. We see that all the time. That is not happening. Like, we're not dropping a lot of passes. Like, how many times, honestly, have you watched the Pittsburgh Steelers game and watched one of our receivers drop the ball? You have not seen that. You haven't. Let's just be real. Our receivers are clutch. They're weapons. They get the job done, and they catch the ball. We get a Justin Fields. I think we need to go ahead, give up that first round pick, bro. Get Justin Fields there, roll the dice, and what's the worst that can happen, y'all? We spent the first round pick on Kenny Pickett. We definitely drafted him first round, 20th pick. So we not gonna do that for him? Why not? Why not, guys? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Yeah, he don't have the system, the stability that Pittsburgh can provide for Justin Fields and the coaching staff. offensive coordinator, what the stability that we have in Pittsburgh with our coaching staff. He don't have that in Chicago. He don't have that. He's a whole different quarterback in Pittsburgh. He gives me those old. He'll be able to make our team respectable again. When people go to play Pittsburgh, Justin Fields, our quarterback, we're fair to get because not only do they know our offense is going to score with the weapons we have at receiver, the running backs that we have, the quarterback being Justin Fields, but that defense being led by T.J. Watt and Mike and Fitzpatrick and Patrick Peterson, Hightower. They know our defense is going to put in work. They say our cornerbacks need help. Our cornerbacks, the cornerbacks are young, right? They're getting taught by one of the best right now and mentored by one of the best in Patrick Peterson. You know what I'm saying? They're young. And when our defense is on the field for 30% more of the game than our offense, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, let's just be honest about that. That is a problem. They're on the field more than the offense in the game. How do you expect them not to be tired and not giving up big plays? You're going to. You're going to. Fatigue is going to set in the mind. We all know that a fatigued body leads to you making bad decisions with your mind, right? A fatigued mind. We know this, y'all. And I'm just speaking generally. I'm not pulling out stats. You know what I mean? I'm a Steelers fan. I seen my team play. Steelers fans out here. We know what time it is. We know what we need on that team. We can get a decent cornerback, y'all, either out of free agency for a year or two, or in the draft. I don't know if we're gonna get him any, or maybe we can get one out of the draft to develop. But we got corners there. We got Patrick Peterson for another year. I know he's getting older. He's going on the older side, but I believe in the cornerbacks that we have, y'all. If they're not on the field as much, we're going to get high production out of our defense. If they're not on the field like that, if our offense can score and you got a pass and you have no other choice but to sit back, drop back on and all three downs, pass the ball on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, watch out. You're getting sacked. You're not dropping back 3 times in a row and not getting sacked by either Hightower or Watt. We know this, y'all. Or, you know what I mean? We know this. We know this about our defense. Like, and I'm not even sitting here talking about the OG. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, our defense is solid. Our defense is solid. You're not dropping back on the Steelers 3-4 times in a row and not giving up one sack. It's not happening. You letting us pin our ears back on you, we're coming. We're making plays. We know that's a fact that's happening. I don't want to harp on that too much, but when we have the offense the way that it is, the only thing that's missing is production out of the quarterback position. That's it. That's it. And we need to make that move for Justin Fields. And if not Justin Fields, like I said, I wouldn't be mad with Zach Wilson from the Jets. I just wouldn't be. I wouldn't be mad at him from BYU, 6'4", 200 something pounds. I wouldn't be mad at him. The pressure that he had to deal with New York, the little bit of instability going on up there with that franchise, the bashing that he's taking. Like, you got to remember, he's a young guy, and watching that new Johnny Manziel interview on Club Shay Shay has taught me a lot about young quarterbacks. Johnny Manziel said that he got beat up in the NFL because of his confidence. His confidence definitely got shaken up there in New York. Zach Wilson, everybody, the fans turning on him. Oh, he's garbage. He's this, he's that. He playing around Aaron Rodgers. You get Aaron Rodgers up there knowing you're not going to have a chance to start. He's available to trade. I'm sure he's available to trade if we don't. And the Jets ain't asking for no first round pick. They don't want him. He's undesirable up there. We can probably get him for a second and third round trade pick. You know what I'm saying? But that confidence, that does something to a young player's confidence. Being in the NFL, being young, seeing new things that you haven't seen in college, trying to adjust and not have that time to do that in the NFL. Now, I know the same thing I'm saying right now. Y'all can say, well, you can say the same thing for Kenny Pickett. I'm just saying that he had his chances, bro. He had his time. I just don't think that he's our quarterback. Not that he's not a good quarterback in the NFL. He's just not a good fit for our team and what we need done right now. We would have to build a elite offensive line to have Kenny Pickett at our quarterback. And now when I say elite, I mean elite. Elite. It has to our offensive line would have to be flawless in order to have him as our quarterback. He needs to go to a team that has that kind of protection, or unless he's making a reason, trusting his guys. But the chemistry he has, he should have that built up chemistry with these guys right now. And for some reason, he don't. It's like he don't have that. So now we got a great receiver in Pickens. They're painting the narrative that he's a bad teammate because he's frustrated that his quarterback's not getting him the ball. He missed him on a couple of open routes. He can't make a lot of throws. We know this about him. Like, and I don't know why we're being in denial or being delusional and acting like we're not seeing this happen with Kenny Pickett. Why are we acting like we're not seeing that happen with him? We've seen that. We've seen him miss other. And, we've seen this all season long, and we would be fools to let Mason Rudolph leave because we've seen Mason Rudolph come in and make an immediate impact in production value at the quarterback position. Do I think he's a starter? He shouldn't. If he was a starter, Kenny Pickett wouldn't have been starting from the jump. Mason been there 10 years. If he's a starter, if Mason Rudolph is a starter here, Kenny don't start, period. Mason is the starting quarterback. We don't go get Mitch Trubisky. Mason been there for all this, all this time, y'all. We can't forget that. Mason Rudolph has been there with Big Ben, learned from the tutelage from Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? Before we went and got Mitchell Trubisky out of free agency, Mason Rudolph was still there. Still didn't start over Mitchell Trubisky. We went and got Mitch to be a bridge quarterback until we can find a draft another quarterback. We took a chance with a Pittsburgh quarterback and Kenny because of the production he had with Jordan Addison. You can't cover Jordan Addison. He's another one of those receivers in the NFL that knows how to read a defense to a T. He does his homework. He's very smart. He knows how to read a defense. You said, I think we need a Cordell type. I think Fields would be the best option. I think so too, bro. I think so too, bro. I really think that Cordell Stewart, well, not Cordell, but I think that, listen to me, I think that Justin Fields is our best option out there too. The problem is we're having right now is that they don't want to give up the first round pick for Justin Fields. He's worth the first round pick. He's worth that chance. Our pick is first round 20-something pick. We can still go and get some decent offensive linemen or get another cornerback out of there. There's a couple teams that need cornerbacks, but there's a couple of cornerbacks that's going to be out there that we can grab in free agency for the low. You know what I'm saying? Like there really is. And that'll be a great move for us to do too. Now, so and like I said, I think our defense is solid, but they was on the field way too much this year because it was 3 and out. Kenny can't outrun. Kenny can run, but he can't outrun these defensive linemen. And when you got a quarterback who can't outrun the defensive linemen or shake them off, another thing with Kenny is he's injury prone. Like he can't stay healthy. He's a little fragile. And maybe we got spoiled by watching Big Ben and having Big Ben as our quarterback crash his motorcycle, and 2 weeks later be suited up in the Pittsburgh Steelers facility with a whole cast on his arm out there throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get spoiled by somebody like him, but still, like, he's just not the guy, man. He's not our guy. But look, Justin Fields is him. Justin Fields, and I want to push for Justin Fields. He is worth the first round 20-something pick in the draft. Give them that pick. Let Chicago get their quarterback and get their receivers that they need on that team and let Chicago be happy. But let's go and change the game and get Fields. He's going to make our team fair. I'm going to say this one more time. Justin Fields makes our team fair. He gives our team that 2010s vibe again. A little bit of that back. We got the backs. Najee and Jalen. We got them. They're solid. And don't forget about little Connor Hayward. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget about Cam Hayward's little brother, Connor. Connor's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Fullback. I think Connor could tote the rock too, honestly. But he becoming good at tight end. Darnell Washington at tight end. Freiermuth at the other tight end. We got the tight ends. We got a solid offensive line. We got the receivers. And then some. And then some. When you go on our depth chart, we got our fourth and fifth receivers can make plays. We got the receivers. We have weapons on that offense. Deontay Johnson, Calvin Austin, George Pickens. Those are the main three that you hear the most. But there's other guys that could come in and make plays too. The only thing that, and everybody blames the one person. Everybody go around beat around the bush. Oh, it's the cornerback's fault. We ain't got no corners. We giving up big plays. You gonna give up big plays too if you on the field 20% more than your offense. How is the defense on the field more than the offense in the games? That's horrible, bro. Horrible. How, you know what I mean? Like, so the one position, quarterback, nobody wants to critique him. Nobody want to critique Kenny in Pittsburgh, yo. And that's why I had the question of, and it's a valid question. Do you think that we don't want a black quarterback in Pittsburgh? And I hate to say things like that and try to use that card, but I don't know. Like I can't call it. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on with that. Is that what it is? Does it seem like that to y'all? Is it just me? Am I tripping? I want y'all to tell me I'm tripping. Like, nah, Trebs, you tripping. That's not the case. You know what I mean? Whatever's going on. But I don't know when the last time we had one, besides with Haskins. And we need to mix it up a little bit. We need a guy who can come in and relate to that team, relate to the offense lead, and that's a winner. And trust me, he's gonna come in there slanging that pill around and not rock around like crazy. Justin Fields can make the throws. He can make the throws, bro. He can get open and he can make plays on his feet. He only does that because he wants to win. That was desperation. I want to win. I don't want to go 0-16, 0-18 in the season running around. I want to win some games. That's what that was, what we seen out of Justin Fields. He can throw the ball, bro. He can definitely throw the ball. Without a doubt. He can throw the ball. You heard CJ Stroud spoke highly of Justin Fields, saying how he's seen him throw the ball, and you know what I mean? And Justin Fields can play, bro. He can definitely play. He said, bro said, we need one more pass rusher. He said, we need one more pass rusher, another run stop linebacker, and 2 DBs on defense. See that once again, bro. I look, I hear you, but when your defense is on the field that long, they're going to be exposed. The offense 3 and out. The defense getting turnovers. The one complete game that we see played was we were together. We watched the Cincinnati Bengal game. That was a complete game. The defense gave the ball to the offense. The offense capitalized. They score. All the time, our offense don't do that. Our defense creates turnovers. TJ Watt is by far, for the last couple of years, he's been the defensive player of the year. He's a freak. Now, what I say that we definitely need a defensive lineman because Cam Hayward's getting old. We gonna have to replace him. Patrick Peterson's getting old. I get that. We definitely got to. That's why I said I agree with the positions. We got to fill those positions because the turnover and Cam Hayward be getting older out there. You know what I'm saying? He still got the leadership and he still got the techniques to show. You know what I mean? He still can show some moves or whatever else. And that's why Patrick Peterson is there. But, when they on the field that long, they're definitely going to get exposed. They played more on the field than our offense. It's crazy. Like, hold up, let me get this pulled up real quick, because all you gotta do is Google it, for real, for real. All you gotta do is Google it. It ain't that hard to find out. You know what I'm saying? On how long Steelers offense. You know what I'm saying? Google machine something crazy. Steelers can't run the ball. They said that we have a hard time running the ball. 28th time of possession. Um, trying to see. I'm trying to get this number pulled up here. Trying to get it pulled up. I ain't getting no number on that right now, but yeah, bro, it was like I exact number, but I was throwing out this 30%, just trying to be like funny with it a little bit, but yo, like our that's bro. So 4-2 on the 28. So we was 28th in rushing in the NFL, averaging only 85 per game. We ain't had 100-yard running game in a while, right? So it's not giving me an exact number, but when you can't run the ball and stuff, we ran the ball. I thought we ran the ball pretty decently. You know what I'm saying? Good enough to get the job done. We just couldn't move the ball. Like three and outs, a lot of three and outs happened and turnover. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with that, bro. That's a good analysis, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Getting a pass rusher out there, um, for TJ, right? I think we got one in here, big. From Wisconsin, I believe he is. I think Harry Big is a good understudy. I think he'll step up this year. We got one out there. Harry Big came from Wisconsin, bro. He was a outside linebacker. Was it Wisconsin or Nebraska? I always get those two teams mixed up because they're so similar. You know what I mean? Like in color and everything. You know, Wisconsin and Nebraska, their colors is like they're identical in color. You know, so but Harry Big, he's nice though, and I think that he is going to make an immediate impact in that position. We got one near defensive lineman. We got to go and get somebody to we got to go get somebody from for that defensive line without a doubt. We got to go get somebody for that. I agree. Drazon Newton from Illinois, he's going to be a first round pick. Somebody's going to grab him up, but I don't really there's some guys out there that we can grab in the draft, man. The draft is the draft. That's why the draft value is so valuable. That's why the draft is so valuable, is because of the training these athletes are going through. These there's no longer you're drafted and you're going to sit behind somebody. Like, you know what I mean? When you're getting drafted now, you're able to get right on the field in the NFL because of the training they have. But one thing you got to watch out for is a lot of these guys don't know what they're doing. A lot of these guys don't know what a three technique is. They don't know what a four technique is. You know what I'm saying? They don't know a 5-2 defense, or what cover zero is, or they don't know how to read this type of stuff, bro. They don't. A lot of these players don't know how that shit. So it's hard to find somebody who's smart. I'd rather have somebody who's smart than anything. You know what I'm saying? If you could be smart and athletic, I'd rather have that than over, you know what I'm saying, than over somebody who's super duper athletic. I'd rather have a smart player. You could train speed. You can get stronger. You could train speed, but I don't know about smarts. You can't fix that. If you dumb, you dumb. But look, yo, man, I had a great time this morning, man. I'm gonna try to bring this to y'all, man. Sometimes, thank y'all for everybody who kicked it with me, bro. You in the chat, I love you, bro. Thank you, bro, for stopping past and supporting me, bro. I really appreciate that, and I love you for that, for coming through and support me. That meant a lot to me to see you in the chat. It really did. It made my day, bro. It really did. Honestly, that shit made my day. To see you in the chat, kicking it with me early in the morning. But I like this little morning after show. You know what I'm saying? After the Sunday live, after the Saturday live, coming in the morning after. No plan B, baby. Ooh, that was hard. That was hard. The morning after. No plan B, baby. Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar. I'm gonna have to use that for the slogan. No pun intended. That's the slogan. This is the morning after. No plan B, baby. Nobody doing it like Truck and Chubby out here. So, look, man, y'all go ahead, man. Y'all kick it, man. I appreciate y'all stopping through and checking in with me, man. I enjoyed the show. Run this commercial and I'm up out of here.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.